And good morning, everyone. Thanks for choosing Fox 10 News on this Tuesday morning, January the 13th. I'm Eric Reynolds.
And I'm Candace Murphy in for Sarah Wall. Good morning, everyone. Mobile County License Commissioner Kim Hasty and her Deputy License Commissioner are expected in federal court today. Hasty and Deputy License Commissioner Romana Yeager are accused of deceiving the County Commission and residents by falsifying invoices and misappropriating money. Hasty is also accused of cultivating a work environment of intimidation with some employees living in fear of losing their jobs. Both women have pled not guilty to the charges. A date could be set today for their trial. Fox 10 News will be there and will let you know what happens. The suspects charged in connection to a deadly shooting are expected in court today. Carltus McCann, Andler Bettis Jr., and Bonvier Brown, right there on your screen, they're charged with murder in the death of Andrew Herlong. They have preliminary hearings scheduled for today. Herlong was shot to death in the parking lot of a gas station on St. Stephen's Road on November 11th. Investigators say the three men were robbing Herlong when McCann fired 2 shots, killing Herlong. Fox 10 News will continue to follow this case. We will let you know what happens.
Pensacola police have arrested a suspect in connection to a deadly shooting. Now, this is a follow-up to a story that we first brought to you yesterday morning here on Fox 10 News. The shooting happened Sunday night in the 3800 block of North 9th Avenue. Officers found 26-year-old Joseph E. Ross dead behind the corner store. Police arrested 23-year-old Nicholas A. Herring, who you see here. He is charged with murder. Now, Naring is in the Escambia County Jail on no bond. Police are still investigating a motive, but they believe it was drug-related. Fox 10 News continues a search for answers in the investigation of the beating death of a 20-month-old. Officials say Dakota Burke Everett was admitted to the USA Children's and Women's Hospital for severe trauma and bruising on New Year's Eve. She died last Thursday. Officials confirm that a search warrant was served the day before Dakota died at her mother's home in Sims. We've also learned that there was a probate court record showing that Dakota's mother and boyfriend got married yesterday in a Mobile County court. One of Dakota's family members, who wants to remain anonymous, says that it's suspicious that Dakota's mother married her boyfriend.
That shortens the chances of people being accused or found out for what really happened. The mother's not going to testify, and that's really short. It's really cut out some chances. It just shows that they're hiding something.
The sheriff's office has not announced any arrest. Fox 10 News will, of course, continue to stay on top of this case, and we'll bring you any new information that we get on air here and online at fox10tv.com. Officials with the Child Advocacy Center say that this case shows how important it is for suspected child abuse cases to be reported to authorities.
That 20-month-old child could not report the horrible, horrific abuse she was experiencing. But you know what? Somebody, a neighbor, a family member, a friend, someone maybe at the daycare, someone should have been reporting this.
Fox News wants to make sure that you know how to report child abuse or neglect. The Alabama Department of Human Resources website says that if you come into regular contact with a child, it is your duty to report incidents of suspected or obvious child abuse or neglect. The number to call in Mobile County is 251-450-7018. And in Baldwin County, you can call the county's Department of Human Resources. That number is 251-945-2400. You can also contact your local law enforcement agency for help.
A man accused of sexual assault in Citronelle is expected in court today. Citronelle police say 51-year-old Kenneth Lee Burt, pictured there on your screen, handcuffed the victim, drove her to the Pinecrest Cemetery off Irwin Street, raped her, then drove back home and told her not to tell anyone. But police say she did report the crime. Burt was arrested and is charged with kidnapping and rape. Police tell us Burt and the victim knew each other well.
It's just sad that the lady trusted this gentleman as a friend, and that a so-called friend, would do this to her. It just basically shows us that you can't trust everybody.
Police say Burt has an extensive criminal record and has faced sex crime charges in the past. The search continues this morning for a missing kayaker. Officials say 24-year-old John Switzer of Starkville, Mississippi, was kayaking in Gulf Shores when he went missing. A family friend tells Fox 10 News that Switzer texted a picture to his mother around 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That was the last time he was heard from. Police and Coast Guard have been out searching for him by land, air, and sea. Family and friends are now asking the public for help.
If you see a kayak, if you see a paddle, if you see a cell phone, if you see a shirt, anything that you see washed up on the beach, please call the Gulf Shores Police.
According to the Coast Guard, Switzer was not wearing a life jacket. We are learning more about what led to the resignation of Reverend Patrick Munnerlyn as Pritchard's police chaplain. Reverend Munnerlyn tells Fox 10 News Pritchard Mayor Troy Ephraim, Chief of Staff Philip Steele, and Police Chief Bernard Parrish asked him to turn his badge in. Munnerlyn has become a familiar face in the news lately. He spoke on behalf of Hawaii Robinson's family on several occasions. Munnerlyn says the request to step down is political.
Without getting into a whole lot of things, it's political. It's political. I was told that I've been in the news too much. I will not stop doing what I have done. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it the more because I don't have that tied hand.
The Chief of Staff denies the decision was political. He says they have already looked for new candidates and have a few in mind for a new police chaplain. We will keep you posted.